Welcome to Rauta, welcome to Suvi Hirsi 2023. This is Turku, and here we have some black metal bands. Actually, this time it's a very, very special black metal band coming from Finland, Mustan Kuun Lapset, 30 years old, so a lot of history, a lot of legacy. But the sad news is the band is going to end their career, so this might be the last video interview ever you're going to get. Maybe not, but who knows. Anyway, we're here to talk about the whole career, the legacy, the music, and who knows what. So let's welcome to the stars of the day. Here we have, sir, who are you again?
Pete Lehtinen, founder of Mustan Kuun Lapset and only original member.
And you, sir?
Yes, Heikki Piipari, the sort of lead guitarist, maybe guitarist.
Guitarist nonetheless. Okay guys, let's start tackling the pony in the room or elephant, whatever you call it. You are quitting. Why?
Well, 30 years, it's a long time, and I think we, Heikki and myself, are sort of 50 years old now, almost, and it's time to just quit. It feels natural now.
Yes.
We have done this so long.
30 years, not 31, 32, 33. It's 30.
It's a round number.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does it make it any easier to stop where it like, okay, it's 30 and that's it?
No, maybe. Maybe it's easy because we are like almost 50 years old guys. It's like 5 years to go. It's 35, we are 50. I'm 51, you are 50.
9.
No, two old guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, 30 is alright.
Yeah, and we thought about this when Corona starts and everything went down, and we don't have that, like when we didn't do any gigs and we didn't do any rehearsal together. It's just felt so natural to just not do nothing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But of course we did this acoustic album Kurunen.
Yeah.
It was so easy. We just Heikki and me playing in my house and sending files to everyone, and everyone sending files to us. Yeah, it's something we haven't done never before. Mm-hmm. Because we are old school. We wanna play together, not this sending file type of band.
But it went well.
Yeah, it went well. We did. It's a long time dream to make an acoustic album, and that was our chance to, because we didn't want to rehearse together because this pandemic shit, and
we do some arrangements together. When they were done, we sent the files to Kalle, and Ville was bass player then, and it went so smoothly.
Yeah, and we sent files to Germany,
Australia,
where we have visitors, and it went very well. And it was fun and easy because we didn't have to even leave our house.
It's frighteningly easy.
Yeah.
Now, you and I, we go all the back almost 30 years when we met for the first time. So this is kind of a very interesting how the cycle is complete. Back then we were young and all that stuff, and playing those bands were like relatively new thing compared to nowadays, and we were just full of energy and going to play those shows together and all that stuff, and suddenly here we are, fast forward almost 50, like okay, we're done with it, like let's do something else. How do you feel these past 30 years, how they have changed you and your approach to music?
When you mentioned this, what we have done together, Nightside and Mustan Kuun Lapset, we have several gigs back in 90s. And I think we were not the first wave, but maybe second wave of this black, or what you call it, metal. And I think we have very much energy because we have in Lahti, in Turku, in Uusikaupunki, in Tampere, wherever. And that was fun times. I thought,
those were good times.
Yeah, we didn't think too much about future and shit like that. We just want to play.
And we get along nicely. And that was the part of it, that like you met these guys for the first time, you know, that you play the same style, and suddenly things just click and you're like, okay, let's do music and let's just have good times and drink beer and all that stuff. It was so simple.
Yeah.
Compared to nowadays, what do you think? How things have changed in your opinion compared to those times when everything was easy and new and all that stuff?
I think today it's very professional. And like Metalli Helvetti in Turku, they do this job very well. Everything is ready for us, organized very well, and they know what they do. Jussi is very kind, everyone is very kind, and everything is easy. Back in 90s, when you go in some place, maybe first question was, do you have drums? We don't have drums. Does everyone?
Everybody.
Yeah. I think Guns and Bros, everything is now, we just come to venue and everything is ready, and that's super cool. But in same time, it was fun back in 90s.
You have to kind of learn everything. Like, okay, so this is how it goes. Make notes, bring drums, or at least cables and what have you. You've also done quite a bit of music during 30 years. So how does songwriting process change when you get like more mature, older, experienced?
It's more difficult. Yeah, way more. You just every time you pick up guitar and start to play, oh, this is cool riff, and then you realize I have done this before. Like you have to pick your brains way deeper than back in days.
I think it also affects that. I don't know about you, Heikki, but this goes as far as you with as well. But when you have heard so much more music that when you were a young kid, and back then everything was kind of new. Nobody had written this riff, and even if they had been, nobody has heard of it. But nowadays you're like, okay, I know this song from somewhere, this riff or this melody, this lead part. Damn, it reminds me of that band.
Yeah.
Do you encounter those kind of moments too often? Like, okay, this is a fucking cool killer lead, and oh shit, I cannot use it because of this and that.
I remember when I was a young guy, when you listen to new music, you have a goosebumps. Yeah, fuck, this is good. But nowadays, when you heard new music, it's like that. I have heard that before. It's like when Pete do some new music, I think it's like old MKL, but it's not like a similar. When Mustan Kuun Lapset started, it was like black metal and then go to dark metal. I don't know what is the genre today, but we call it.
I don't think nobody does.
It's just Mustan Kuun Lapset, for the better one.
Yeah. It's like a on genre, Mustan Kuun Lapset. But yeah, I don't know. New music is new music. I don't listen pretty much music nowadays.
Like new music or at all? Not even old music?
No, I don't say I don't listen at all new music, but when Metallica does that new album, many seasons.
72 seasons. Yeah. So many seasons.
So many seasons. And
too many seasons.
I heard we talk about Pete with alter intelligence. Then I heard YouTube. Some guy has sent Metallica lyrics, and alter intelligence did a song using that.
Okay, you mean artificial intelligence?
Okay. And that was way better than the new Metallica. I think. And that is like, is that the way to do new music?
Like let computer generate it based on human creation?
Yes, I think it's quite terrifying.
Terrifying idea that computer could do it better than people.
Yeah. And that's not the reason why I don't listen new music, but maybe old Iron Maiden and old fashion style thrash metal is still my thing.
Oh, I totally get it.
Yes.
Talking about lyrics, I mean, I related to artificial intelligence and all that stuff. I noticed that when there was this, let's not do name calling, but there was this Finnish ice skater lady who did this book like poems. I think it more like brain farts. And then I asked AI to do certain kind of like, do you emulate these poems, like create, and they were way better. And then I started thinking like early metal lyrics, how bad they often was, like written by some 15-year-old, okay, come Satan and, show the night sky. What the, and they're like, what the hell? These are like random stuff. Do you think writing lyrics has changed when you get older and become like, okay, I wouldn't do that juvenile shit anymore? Do you think it has changed for the better?
Yeah, it has changed a lot because, of course, it would be terrible if I'm writing the same shit as back in 90s, but you write about your life more. I write about getting older and being shit scared to lose someone close to you and stuff like that. You have to be a certain age to understand what it is to have someone there and be afraid that someday she or he is not there anymore.
Yeah, I think that kind of goes natural, and when we're talking about those young ages and all that stuff, I think it's not something like 20 years old is gonna get like deeper. Okay, I'm gonna write a song about losing someone very important and how my heart bleeds and how I'm terrified. You just like write very simple stuff, which is then again goes hand in hand with the age. Yeah. And like you said, it kind of requires certain maturity in a way. Yeah. But has it changed like how you approach your music? Like we said, like Heikki here said, like Mustan Kuun Lapset was first more melodic black metal in the very Finnish style, and then later on becoming something different. Do you think the lyrical change has affected how you, create your music when it comes to riffs and melodies?
When we sort of came back in 2015.
Yes.
Yeah. And we released our comeback album Saatto. I think that was the big
divider.
Yeah. And before that, I just make lyrics, and from there and music, I wanna make metal. I have metal band. I wanna make metal music, but Saatto was something that I just wanna write music, no matter metal, acoustic, just what comes naturally and write about my current life. Maybe it was more like adult.
Yeah, get a different phase, different era in your life.
Yeah, because that was viimeinen laulu kuolemasta was back in 2007 and Saatto was 2017, so there was 10 years pause.
But these are kind of darker topics, even if not directly black metal. Do you think you have kind of gotten darker in your mind, even if the music is not that extreme?
Yeah, I think it has also something to do with my age, because death is not something fantasy topic today.
Yeah, it's exactly real. Like
it's real.
Yeah.
Everybody loses father and moms and sister and cousins, and that's more real topic now.
Kind of more frightening nowadays, and sad at least.
Yeah.
It's more reality.
I don't think that. No, I don't afraid die myself. I'm afraid of death, but I'm afraid changing, because everything changes now so much more than when we were kids. When we were kids, we are going to live forever.
Yeah, it's immortality. Your 20s, you're just like, you can drink 4 days in a row, nobody gives a shit, you have a hangover, and the problems are never there, even though you don't have money and all that stuff. But the older you get, like, fuck, reality is way darker than what you kind of think.
Yeah, exactly. It's not fantasy anymore, it's like real life. Yeah. And it's brutal sometimes.
Talking about changes and a little bit lighter sense of things, Mustan Kuun Lapset has also had quite a bit of lineup changes. What did they leave like, okay, this is getting too much into the reality side, or what's the story with having so many lineup changes and you being the only original guy in the band?
Somewhere kind of nasty. Some went like they just couldn't do it anymore. Our last bass player Ville moved to different town and having a child, and he was quite young, so first child is like everything and chasing everything, and he didn't want to continue with us. And
I think he wants to give 100%, and I think he that he does not has not any time to give that 100%.
Yeah, you have to kind of decide where you go and like band
Yes,
versus family and all.
Ville decided to leave, and it's okay, and we are friends. That's not so much drama in it.
And Mikko, our original drummer, he just felt like he don't have any energy left for the band, and that was okay too. We are mostly, I think, everyone who have ever played in Mustan Kuun Lapset, we are friends today, so no.
Yes.
So no drama at least.
Yeah. No.
Maybe we have something, some guys went with doors slamming, but no problem today.
Yeah, that's what maturity is all about. You gotta get kind of deal with it.
Yes.
Let's talk about you, Heikki. You're not original member, but you've been in the band quite some time, and you have that energy, even though you're not that young guy in 20s and all that stuff. So, what's your story? What's your background? How did you decide? Like, okay, I got the energy. I'm willing to play in this band and doing this kind of a dark music.
Yes, it's like 2000 and what was the year when we had that acoustic project?
2008.
2008 we had me and Pete have a acoustic project called Talvenranta. We do some demos and several gigs. We have Antti Lautala on vocals. He's guy who performed more Finnish even. And Jukka Malinen was on violin. And then it was like 2010. It was here in Turku. TVO Burials. It was like week fest. I thought that, and Saturday it was like brutal bands who was played at TVO. And Pete offers his bands called
September Wolf.
September Wolf, and
I think it was Jussi Helenius who told that nobody knows September Wolf, but
why Mustan Kuun Lapset?
Maybe Mustan Kuun Lapset. Then we talk about it. Why not?
And it went like that. You ask Speedu to join.
Pete Tamminen here, the original.
And he doesn't want to join anymore. And then Pete asked me, and why not? And that was that one gig. Maybe 4 songs. It was fun night. And then several years went. 2014 or 14. It was several gigs, like
it's about 5 or 6 gigs.
Yes, it's an Eastern
this mini tour.
Yes. And
that went so well. So
yes, audience was. I think there were so many. It's a big crowd here in Turku. We were and Lahti and Helsinki, and the reception was very good. There was
and Hyvinkää.
Yes, Hyvinkää Steelfest. Yes, yeah, that was fun. And then 2 years, and then we got 1 year, 2015. Yes, we decided to go on, and like that was many years that we didn't do anything. I think that 2010 is the year I joined the band.
All right, so quite a bumpy road.
Yes, bumpy road, yeah. But now, like, how many years? 2015, 8 years.
Yeah, almost a decade.
Yes.
Now, do you feel at all sad or like nostalgic or anything like that, that now this is going to end and then there has to be something else? Have you like figured out maybe we shouldn't end after all?
Yeah, of course I have mixed feelings, but I have thought about so many years that I don't have any energy left, and I don't have any inspiration to make new music, and everything I do is something I have done before, and it's just starting to feel like a burden, not something I wanna. It's like a hobby that what I wanna do. It's like a burden, and now
It takes more than it gives, right?
yeah, I mean, I like this. I like doing gigs, but okay, that 1 hour is super fun, and then it's like rest of the days we are just and drinking too much, and I think I drink too much already, so that's not good for me, and you know.
Yeah, I know. I think it was Shadrago for Horna a couple of years ago when we did the interview, and he said something like, "When you're on tour, that 23 hours is full of shit, but that 1 hour,
Yes.
the whole 24 hours makes it all worthwhile."
Yeah.
And that was very interesting to hear, because of course that Horna tours a lot and all that stuff, and he has multiple bands, but it sometimes you feel like, is that 1 hour really that important versus the rest of the time?
I wouldn't say the rest of it is shit, because we have good guys in our band, and it's fun to be together and go bars and like that. But still, it's if I can choose, which I soon can, I wanna be home and lay on my couch and drinking beer and watching TV.
So you anyway will have beers.
Yeah, but not so much.
Okay, so the kind of a teaching of today is when you have a band, you're bound to get a little bit alcoholic and all that stuff. So, okay. But let's assume that you guys won't stop playing. This is something that I kind of get the gut feeling. So once you're like, okay, Mustan Kuun Lapset is buried under the grave and 6 feet under, you're like, okay, done with it. And then you're like, twiddling the thumbs, and you're like, fuck, we need to play something. So obviously you have a plan B, I'm guessing. And have you had like subconscious plans, like, okay, when I will be done with, spending the time on the couch, watching Netflix and chill, and you want to play something, have you already put out some ideas, like, okay, this will be the next band, whatever it is?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like when you started from the bottom. It's a very bumpy and big, long road.
Yeah, kind of a rocky road.
A rocky road, and I think it's nowadays way harder than it was before. Bands are so many, but maybe there's internet. Back then it was tape trading and like that.
Yeah, we just talked about when we were drinking beer in that boat over there.
Yeah.
That I don't think there are going to be many 30-year-old band which starting now today.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to make those demos, put files to labels, and if they don't like it, okay.
Just scrap it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. But it's not it's like they have some, how do you say, like the force that push you on.
Yeah.
It's quitting.
It's easier to kind of quit it nowadays.
Yeah.
Or more like it's so easy to kind of restart when if things don't work. Like, okay, fuck it, let's just do something else and kind of give up already.
Yeah, exactly.
And use some artificial intents.
Yeah, like let it do the music. I'm gonna drink just a beer.
Yeah, we have this saying in Finland. Perse edellä puuhun.
Yeah, like backshotting into the wood, like not climbing the right way, but going the wrong way.
And I don't think kids today do not want to do that.
Yeah, I think it's something that is a very generational thing, it seems, to me anyway. Also as a review guy, I've noticed that a lot of bands which would be doing demos, like say, like mid-90s or like early 2000s even, you would go to the rehearsal place, you would probably put your tape recorder or 4-track recording, like, okay, it's record, now it's time to play the instruments. You would do the demo, send it to the labels, and kind of like, fingers crossed, maybe some label will answer. Nowadays, okay, let's do a full album. let's just skip the demo phase. Let's do like 8 or 10 tracks. Let's upload them on Bandcamp or YouTube. This is our first album. And there's like nobody saying like, yeah, but that music isn't good. Go back to the doing those demos and make it work. And then when they are kind of disappointed, like there's nobody offering them gigs and, you know, record deals. And then he like said, okay, let's fucking skip it.
Yes.
Yeah. And back in 90s, you have to book a studio to make that demo.
You actually have to have the money.
You have to save the money and go some, maybe a different city. Pay some money to studio, but also
hotels and
stuff.
And stuff and
it wasn't easy, and then when you have this demo tape ready, it was like gold. Ooh, this is amazing.
And you had more when you had that much things, money and time and all that invested in that. Of course, you want to push it further and not just give up when you don't get the record deal in 1 month. So I think it kind of put more pressure into the band. Like you actually have to have those songs and have to have the money and time, and you were kind of used to.
And that mentality was totally different.
Yeah,
you know, like blood and shit, and you know.
you know, we sound like a bunch of old guys like complaining about you know, do proper songs and all that stuff.
Exactly. I think young guys think they have to sound like they heard a lot of music and they do it in their own heads that I have to sound like that.
Yeah, I want to sound like Entombed, or I want to sound like
Slipknot, or I want that. How do you say sound? Just like sounding similar.
Yeah.
But it's easy. You have the softwares and all.
You click just the plugins and choose like, okay, I want to have that drum kit, that guitar sound and all that stuff.
Yes.
And you don't have to actually buy the real amplifiers or pedals.
And then it's sort of killed creativity and your own sound.
Yeah.
And you lend it from that software, you like Kirk Hammett's lead guitar sound, and you don't have to create own.
Yeah.
You have to.
So bands are kind of what you're saying again is in essence that bands are kind of like copying too much and don't even try to sound original, but rather.
Yes, I think it's like that. And if you go back to 90s, if we talk about guitar heroes like Yngwie Malmsteen, he has his own sound.
Yeah.
And so on. But who is the guitarist who has the own sound?
Do we even have the legendary guitar hero kind of a style? I mean,
maybe Instagram and YouTube you can find, but
maybe they're those guys.
Yes, but I don't know.
All right, so Pete doesn't have a backup plan when Mustan Kuun Lapset is buried. What about you?
I have played. I don't have now. This is only band what I have now. But I have played like rock metal bands like in Lahti scene but maybe I just give some break to myself from playing.
And also
yes.
sit on the couch drinking beer.
No, maybe that too.
Who knows?
Yeah, but something else. But I don't know, I don't quit playing permanently.
All right, let's start steering towards the end. So by this point, I hope that people on the other side of the screen are like, okay, now I get the basics of the band and a little bit history of the band and all that stuff. But what about the music? If you get to choose like maybe 2 or 3 golden moments, your favorite songs maybe from Mustan Kuun Lapset discography, songs or albums you get to choose. What would you start to the people? Okay, start with these.
Well, maybe newer albums, like everybody says, say same thing. But when I don't know, that's tough question because
Valo is, I think it's like a very good from start to beginning. I think it's quite good. How do you say? It's like what's the right word?
Like a starting point?
No, like a whole package.
Oh yeah.
It's
like gives a good overall feeling about the band.
Yeah. I think there is like a melodic songs and it's little bit blast beat and quite like that. And if we talk about that last EP, it's like Kirstun Kantaja. It's the what they say. It's like intro.
Yeah, we wanted to make this last EP to be with many phases.
Yes.
It's like ambient and metal and acoustic and everything we have done.
So like kind of a summing up the whole career.
It's like a birthday, 30 years birthday present to fans.
Yeah.
Kind of an anniversary.
Yes.
Yes. So maybe it's too much for many people because
maybe not that good to start with.
Yeah, because it's only one song about that and one song about that, but maybe Valo is good.
Yes.
It's like in Spotify and what younger people are studying, Valo is most popular album there, so go with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Now this is supposed to be your last gig ever in Turku. And
Yes.
we're gonna really get to the ending of the whole band. Now, assuming this interview comes out in the around maybe September or so in 2023, what is left after this interview of the whole band anymore at that point?
We have a couple of gigs in end of this year. But I can't say which cities or venues, but that's about that. We play those gigs and sell our
That's
instruments. Yeah.
Sell instruments and okay, start
Yeah.
drinking beer.
Yes. My couch is ready.
All right. Now it's time for the final wisdom. The words, those wise words you could tell to the audience or your younger version. Like it could be anything. If you get to choose, like okay, these are the statements you're gonna put in your tombstone. Some words of wisdom coming from you before we go.
Live your life well and play guitar and play bass too. Play drums also.
Yes.
But don't drink beer as much as we did.
What about you? Words of wisdom.
Well, if you drink beer, buy expensive beer because it's worth it.
Those are the words of wisdom you get to hear. Can't deny some of them. So take some notes. If you're having your own band, if you're new to the metal, maybe you learn something from these kind of veterans and maybe do not do the same mistakes and etc. And of course, get to know their band's music. There's plenty of interesting stuff from all the way Mustan Kuun Lapset from the early years to the late years. So maybe start with Valo and you're not gonna see them live most likely, but at least stick to the albums, they are eternal, so go and enjoy. And of course, links are provided to Mustan Kuun Lapset websites in the description box. So click and find more information about the band and check out the music. And should you have any comments or questions, let me know and I will pass those questions to the guys. Thank you for watching this interview. This is Pete, this is Heikki, this is Mustan Kuun Lapset, this is Rauta. And see you soon on the other side. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you, kiitos.
No niin,
Kiitos.
kiitoksia.
Hyvä, otetaan nämä pois. Otetaan lopuksi vielä tuosta pieni muistokuva. Elikkä mä hyödynnän. Niin, elikkä mä otan lopuksi semmoset valokuvat, niin saadaan laittaa sit someen, kun tää tulee ulos. Ja sit se on tehty mullekin semmonen vähän semmonen niinku muisto, kun mä lykkään sen sinne Instagramiin ja näin poispäin, niin